Alright, so here's the lesson on how to play that I promised you guys for Daryl Evans, Trading My Sorrows. Yay, I said it this time. It's a really basic song, and the performance is in the downstairs link bar area thingy. So this is just going to be the walkthrough on how to play it. Lyrics will be also in the underbar. And we start out by saying that there's a really great bass intro in the original that unfortunately I can't do because I am just one guitarist. And I really need my acoustic on this song. I think this is an acoustic song to lead the congregation or myself in. But if you're playing in a bass, check it out. There's some tabs for it, and it's a really great way to get into the feel of the song. Anyway, I digress. For the song as played in my performance, start out with, there's 4 basic shapes, right? And you really want to just kind of get in the feel of kind of growing through those. The first shape is a G shape, which uses the middle finger on the G, index finger, and then also the ring finger and pinky finger on their own strings up on the top end. Now those kind of serve as the foundation, and because the song is in G major, all those tones are in the key. I also use a variation on the C chord that also uses those 2 fingers to hold that foundation, so that kind of forms a foundation between the 2. So it's G, C, then I cut it down to the E minor 7th, which is lift up all but your ring finger, or your middle finger rather, slide it down to the 2nd fret on the A string, and just play it all, let it all ring out. It's kind of an ugly chord by itself, but it does a good job at creating that tension that's resolved when you jump to the D chord right here, which is just a basic D, right? Then I hammer on the pinky on and off on the 3rd fret on the high E string. Very Led Zeppelin of me. Ooh, it makes you wonder. Or it doesn't. I don't know. So, G, C, E minor 7, D. And that's the foundation for almost the entire song. So just get in the groove of playing like this. Right? And then I'll let it ring out more on some parts and palm mute it more in some parts to create some dynamics. I'm trading my sorrows, I'm trading my shit, I'm laying them down, praying Lord. But then when I move on to the yes lords, as we sing yes Lord, yes Lord, yes, yes Lord, yes Lord, yes Lord, yes, yes Lord, just cut down to a little bit more hushed on the vocals, more palm muted on the guitar, to give that closer sound. You know, you can't hear it unless you're closer to the person, unless you're using a microphone like the one up here. You can't see it because it's out of frame, but it's up there. Trust me. Normally you'd be able to see the microphones, but I don't have my mixer with me today, so I'm using that one. Anyway, unless you got microphones, then you just kind of get a little bit closer to the microphone and you sound more hushed, but it's just as loud and it works really great to create some audio dynamics. I digress again. And then the one part that is different is the sorrows may last through the night. And that's just the D, and then it cuts to the joy comes with the morning. that's just F major, bar down here on the first fret, and then slide up to the C. And I just throw that part in there because it gives it counts you back into the song. And when you do a bridge like that, when you're leading a group of people, alright, it's one thing to perform and you want really like harsh contrasts and you kind of leave them guessing and it's really interesting to listen to. It's another thing when you're leading worship, you really want to make it easy to follow. Something that's straightforward. So then it just jumps right back in for the first verse and the Yes Lords. So that's it. That's the whole song. If you know that stuff, if you can get that down, you can do the song. And then it's just the matter of learning how to sing and play at the same time, which it messes with your head for a little while. It's sort of like, you know, the whole like rub your belly and pat your head thing, except multiplied by 10 or so. But once you get it down, then it's a really good feeling. And you can just bust out with a... I'm trading my sorrows. I'm trading my pain. I'm laying them down. I'm trading my sickness. I'm trading my pain. I'm laying them down. And so on. Now there's a lot of other really interesting versions out there. There's the Coffey Anderson version where he gets a lot more complex with the rhythm. Not something I would do when leading worship, but as a performance, really interesting. Link downstairs. There's also the original Darrell Evans, which has that really great bass ender that I wish I could do, but there's only one of me. And there's also a Hillsong version, which I don't like as much, but a lot of people do. All out there on YouTube to be found. Also, there's my performance down in the downstairs bar. Beyond that, just keep your eyes open for more songs and lessons and stuff in the future, because I promise they're coming. So, boom, out.